We sailors will not appreciate him when his time is gone. We just won't. I'm Cole Johnson, and this is Cole Sports on the Daily as we give you fresh, hot topics on the Daily. And today is Wednesday. You know, Wednesday is a certain day that I set aside a certain topic, normally dedicated to a certain fandom. And we're not going to disappoint today. But I'm going to take a different tact because sometimes we need to understand perspective. And that's what I'm going to provide here. Let's get to it.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Now, I recognize an athlete when I see it, and I recognize strong talent also when I see it. And that is this man right here. The man who is the first to come with a triple quintuple. Yes, triple quintuple. That is a man with the stats to have five-figure points, five-figure assists, five-figure rebounds. No other NBA player has done that as of yet. He's the first. And because of it, we're going to miss this guy because I think we're going to be a sadder, we're going to be a more disappointed, and quite frankly, we're going to be a lazier sports fandom because we won't have these easy to have barbershop debates of is LeBron the greatest of all time or not? Because we'll moved on to somebody else. But it's hard to deny the greatness, though, when you have what happened Saturday night. In DC, this happened. Now, that put him second all-time before Karl Malone now in the all-time scoring list of NBA players in the history of the league. Now, the stat stands as of right now, 36,985. Two of those coming in a triple-double when he went back home to Cleveland. I'm so sorry, Kevin Love. I think we do have to keep in perspective and put into perspective what we're seeing. And I don't mean necessarily 37-year-old guy who's leading the league in the NBA in scoring. Yes, that is impressive, but that's not the perspective I'm talking about. The perspective I'm talking about is we'll have to mention him in the same tone as many others who have come before, like the man he passed this past Saturday on the career points list, Karl Malone. Many of you have not seen what this guy looks like. That was him. Power forward, Utah Jazz for the most part. He played a year with the Lakers, and he amassed almost 37,000 points. Most people did not know that he was number 2 all time probably until LeBron started to mow down one after another. You know, first Jordan, then Kobe, and now Malone. The guy is similar in stature as LeBron. I would probably say Malone is a little taller, maybe an inch taller. 6'9", and he's 250, 255. LeBron is about, 6'8" and 260 or 269 and 260. So we're talking two guys who look the same in terms of body mass and weight, but they performed two different tasks. Malone was more of a post guy who had a wonderful mid-range jumper. LeBron is an every guy. I mean, he tries his hand on handles, tries his hand on shooting threes, tries his hand in slashing, tries his hand in post play. So he does so many different things. And that's not a knock on him. That's just the truth. He is a jack of all trades. And he does come out looking stronger. Why? Because he has the ability to do all these things. Now, do I think he has the ability to do these things well at all times? No. But he does have the ability to do these things. And very few players can you say that about. LeBron is one of those. And very few you could say that the same thing. And you would have to struggle with the names that you could come off and say, well, LeBron, he's similar to this guy. Now, I've always said that his game is similar to Magic, but Magic, he didn't try to do post play all that much when he was in the league until his second stint with the league, when he actually volunteered to become a power forward. As a point guard, he did do his due diligence in abusing the mouse in the house because, let's be honest, just about every point guard was about at least 5, maybe 6 inches shorter than he was. So he had mouse in the house capabilities almost every time he touched the ball. But he wanted to have others cook. It took a conversation with Pat Riley, the coach at the time of the Lakers, to say, you're the man, you're going to have to take over the scoring duties. And that is what Magic did the second half of his career. LeBron strikes me in terms of how he looks at the game like Magic, that he wanted to do everything. Maybe not everything well. Like there's some one thing you could say, well, yeah, LeBron is great at blank. LeBron is good at scoring. LeBron is good at rebounding. LeBron is good in assists. LeBron is good with defense. And when I mean good, he sometimes has his times where he can get a steal, and then sometimes he gets burned. He sometimes can get you a block, and sometimes someone can dribble around him. So I can't say he's great, but I say he's probably better as a help defender now than he is a one-on-one defender. And it's not a knock on him. That pretty much is how the league is at the moment. And now he's number 2 all-time NBA scoring. The only man that is in front of him with over 38,300 points is this one, Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. If I were to compare NBA careers, LeBron would be in competition with this man for total accolades and total achievements. In basketball in general, Kareem still has them, because the one thing that LeBron cannot say is that he's won 1 NCAA championship, let alone 3. And that is what Kareem did. Even though he had some good teams in high school, I don't think he could say in his whole stint that he only lost 2 games there. Mr. Abdul-Jabbar can. Only lost 2 games in high school. Won 3 NCAA championships. In fact, after the second NCAA championship he won, the NCAA decided to ban dunking because of him, and he still dominated. That is how much of a presence Kareem was in basketball. And then he goes on to win 6 MVPs and 6 championships, playing with, to me, the 2 best point guards ever in Oscar Robertson and then later Magic Johnson. But he will always go down as being the author, the orchestrator, and the master of the most indefensible shot in the history of the NBA, the skyhook. Now, I can't say LeBron is the author, the orchestrator of an indefensible shot or move, although I will say that the one move that he can do and does quite well will be bull in the China shot penetration in the lane. He has to do less of those things. Like as of tonight, he's out in the game that's going to be against the 76ers because of his knee. He can't physically do the things that he used to do when he was younger. But does it mean that we have to down him for that? No. Does it mean that we have to lose perspective about that? No. It just means that I think we need to give him his roses. We need to celebrate the fact that he is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most imposing presence and one of the most imposing figures in NBA history. Chris Carter, one time in a rookie symposium, talked about the importance of being present. And he talked about what your name can mean in terms of the Hall of Fame, and basically giving the rookies something to salivate over. And he said something to the effect of, quote, when we tell the story of the NFL, do we miss telling the full story by omitting your name in it? Close quote. Extrapolating that to LeBron, the answer is no. We would be missing the story of the NBA if we didn't tell the story of the guy who is the kid from Akron, Ohio. When we mention the NBA, LeBron James will have to be mentioned as one of the players who was most responsible for the league being the way it is. Just like Wilt, just like Bill Russell, just like Kareem, just like Jordan, just like Bird, just like Magic, just like Kobe, just like Shaq, and even in today's times, just like Steph. We will have to mention LeBron's name because his presence is that important and his mark is that huge. And we're going to be missing these conversations sometimes, which go completely left and wrong. But we should appreciate LeBron James for what he's done, what he's doing, and ultimately what he will do. 4 championships in 10 tries, it's not really what matters. 36,000, almost 37,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 10,000 assists, that doesn't matter either. How he makes people happy, that is what you should have as what matters. Not the stats, not the rings, not the misses. The presence of the man. That is what's most important.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty.
Because he changed lives.
Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
That's what I believe. What do you think? Like this video and share it all throughout your social media community. Comment below because I want to hear what you have to say. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to get any and all content that emanates from here. And that is all the time I have. Thank you so much, VIP. For all of us here at Cole Sports, I'm Cole Johnson. This has been yet another installment of Cole Sports on the visual and on the daily. So why do we say we have to put a pause on Zion? Tune in tomorrow.